Hey everybody, I am Kayla. This is my big easy home where I share all of the best things about New Orleans with you. I went to the new morning call this morning, so I thought I'd tell you guys a little bit about that. My original plan was to do the video at morning call, but it was loud and it was very windy, and my tech wasn't up for the job and I didn't want to go inside. So I'm back at home now where it's nice and quiet, just me and the birds. So Morning Call is open again, if you had not heard the news. Morning Call is located now at the corner of City Park Avenue and Canal Boulevard. So a little bit of backstory about Morning Call. If you are unfamiliar, Morning Call is the second oldest beignet shop in New Orleans. It was founded in the French Quarter in 1870, 8 years after those other guys that everybody who doesn't live here knows about. And it quickly becomes a local favorite. It's there at that location in the French Market for 100 years. And in the 1970s, French Quarter is going through a revitalization, and they end up moving out to Metairie, Fat City, and because they couldn't afford rent anymore in the French Quarter. In 2012, they opened a location in the casino building at City Park, and they were there until 2018. And I live near City Park, so I love to walk to Morning Call in the morning. And what I loved about it the most is that you could get cafe au lait and beignets, but you could also get other stuff. Like they had beer and Irish coffee and jambalaya and hot dogs and stuff. So if you were a family and you were going to City Park for the day, you had a little bit of variety in you know what you ate there at Morning Call, so it's cool. In 2018, they lost their lease there to those other guys who are there now, and Morning Call reopened just this week at City Park Avenue and Canal Boulevard. And they're gonna, Bud's Broilers is coming back too, and that's gonna be on the back side of that building. They're not quite done with that yet, but that's coming also. So, love Morning Call. It was really great. My waiter called me my baby. I love that. I love places that call you my baby. You know, when it's genuine and it's from the heart, it feels really nurturing. When it's not and it's kind of like put on, then it's kind of creepy. So, you know, if you're doing that, stop. Don't do that. But for the most part, the my baby, I love it. I love it. And I want to tell you guys, okay, this is what I really wanted to share with y'all. It's my strategy for powdering my beignet at Morning Call, because they don't do the powdered sugar for you there. You've got to do it yourself. So I don't shake the sugar container. It doesn't work. It takes you forever to cover your beignet in powdered sugar. Instead, I tap the bottom, tap, 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 tap on the bottom of the sugar container. It concentrates the sugar in one location. I mean, it still kind of flies because it's sugar and it's, you know, if it's windy out, but for the most part, it does a much, much better job of powdering the beignet well. So that's my hot tip for Morning Call. Y'all go check them out, visit them out there. They are back, and I know a lot of people are really excited about that. Also wanted to tell you guys about some things that are going on. So like stuff's coming back, y'all. Live music indoors is back in New Orleans. If you have not caught that memo yet, wake up, where you at? What you doing? Pay attention. It's back. And I was lucky enough to be asked to accompany a friend and some friends to the first live show at Tipitina's. This was a couple weeks ago. I think it was a couple weeks. First live show back at Tips since pandemic started last year. And it was great. I felt very fortunate to be there. Like they said, you know, they referred to it as like a cathedral, you know, and that's very much true of Tipitina's and other venues of that caliber in the city. It was a beautiful show. It was Stanton Moore Trio, and it got me thinking about like music in New Orleans and what music means to New Orleans. And it's not just, you know this, if you live here, if you feel New Orleans deep, like, our music is not just cultural, it's not just social, it is very spiritual. Like they call Tips the cathedral, right? And there's a reason for that. And I think a lot of this can be traced back to like the Bambula and Congo Square and Voodoo and those deep African traditions that really bring us the rhythms and the beats that are the music of New Orleans, jazz and blues, and pretty much every American music that comes after that, with the exception of maybe like country and bluegrass being rooted in that rhythmic sound. And I'm not a musical scholar, okay? So like if I'm getting this wrong, just tell me. Nicely educate me, and I'll learn something. But that's kind of my take on it. Anyhow, so music in New Orleans begins with this deep spiritual expression and this deep spiritual communion, where those who are beating the drums and those who are moving to the music are in a spiritual practice. They are consciously connecting to the spiritual world. They are praying with their body. They are praying through the sound. And for the enslaved people, capturing for just like a moment a little bit of a sense of freedom, which was not something that they had, right? So the music becomes this deep prayer. And I think that it still very much feels like that today. And I think music is an integral part of our healing, like as a city and as a culture. I mean, I'm from Southwest Louisiana, and music is a big deal there too. Dancing, huge in Southwest Louisiana through, Cajun and Zydeco music. And then in New Orleans, you've also got second line funeral tradition, where you are literally singing and playing the soul to heaven. So, there's something about sort of healing and mourning and transformation and rising all sort of mixed in to the music here. And I think we all feel that. And I think, again, like I said, it's just integral part of our healing process. And since, this last year has been really hard on the city, it's been really hard on businesses and workers in a number of different industries, particularly service industries, hospitality, tourism, of which I was a part. So, it was hard. It was a hard year, but the music is back. We've had outdoor music for a while, but now you can go sit inside and hear some music. So if you don't know, I put out a newsletter every week with a bunch of different events, and I usually include a lot of music on there. So if you are interested, if you're watching this on Instagram, you can click the link in the bio, and that'll take you to a page where you can sign up for that newsletter. And if you are watching this on Facebook, then I will drop the link to that in the description of this video in case you want to sign up, because the music's here, and if you want to catch it and you want to know what else is going on in town, that's a great way to do that. So I did manage to catch a little bit of that show on video. So it's one song, it's about 6.5 minutes long. It was a very lively show. This was one of the more mellow points in the evening. But if you want to share in a little bit of that experience, then just stick around, and the video will take you out with that. And just hats off to the staff at Tipitina's. They were so gracious, and it was just a really wonderful, beautiful experience. A huge shout to my friend Shay for including me in that. It was awesome. So I hope you guys enjoy this clip. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you need any help with your real estate, if there's anything that I can do, if you have questions about anything, hit me up. I love to chat with you guys. So here you go, Stanton Moore Trio at Tipitina's first live show since the pandemic.